of the XFL's regular season, and for fans of the Birmingham Thunderbolts, a final look at their Bolts who look to play the spoiler role while cashing a bonus check today, perhaps blossoming in their final shot this year. Today from Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama, the New York, New Jersey Hitmen take on the Birmingham Bolts in their second meeting of the season. New York stands in third place, but with a win and a Chicago loss against Orlando tonight, they can still secure the second seed and the playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Chicago will play at Orlando after this game on UPN tonight. New York needs to win first to be thinking about that game. The West matchup already set with the Demons and the Rage. LA awaits the winner of either New York or Chicago in the playoffs. Let's head down for the start of the game and the mad scramble.
Now, if you win, you want the ball.
Toya Jones for Birmingham, 4-3. Donnie Caldwell, 4-2 for New York. The Hitmen 7-2 on the scramble this season.
I'm gonna say set. Then I'm gonna blow the whistle. All right, here we go, gentlemen. Whoever wins the scramble for the ball has a choice of kicking, receiving, or deferring to the second half. Please wait for my whistle and then go directly to the ball. I will say set, then I'll blow my whistle. Ready? Set!
So Donnie Caldwell now 5-2 as New York wins the scramble to start us off. Hi everybody, Craig Benervini with Bob Golick. Welcome again to the XFL on the National Network, our final regular season game, and it's been a crazy season, Bob.
Really has.
For the Hitmen. I mean, they lost their first three games, found some steam mid-season with Wally Richardson, and now see their season perhaps still alive if they can win today.
Isn't it amazing? In 1 year, they're able to find parity in the XFL. It comes down to this. We talked to Rusty Tillman before the game, and he goes, I told my players this. If we lose, we have the worst record in the XFL. If we win, we're almost in the playoffs. So that goes to show you how things have worked out for
two
them.
ends of the spectrum here. You look at the quarterback situation. Charles Polari started slowly. They switched to Wally Richardson. He was 3-2 as a starter, but he got hurt in week 8, and now they're going to this guy, Court McGuffey.
And Court is kind of a different kind of guy. Height-wise, he's a little shorter, right more around the 6-foot level. You saw last week a couple interceptions, but showed a lot of confidence towards the end of the game, like he wasn't being flustered. The receivers have told us that the ball will be coming different, especially the short ones. Since he's a little shorter, the ball will be coming up, as opposed to Richardson at 6'5", that was throwing the ball down to him.
All right, fair question to raise. What is Birmingham going to have to play for? They've lost 6 straight. Playoff hopes knocked out in the end of that game last week. What do you see from this team in terms of coming out and trying to win a ball game?
Can we say pride? I mean, they were a team, like you said, who started off so strong and watched things just fall by the wayside. A last chance for this season to really get things done. So it's going to be the pride. And the pride is really indicative of this guy here, James Willis. Heart and soul of this defense. Leads the league, leads the XFL in tackles with 63, but he's the guy that has gotten into everybody's face, no matter how big, how small, it doesn't matter, but it'll be his example that this Birmingham Bolt team will follow today.
Now, there's another element, too, of course, in the XFL. That is the winner's paycheck. This season, the average check, Birmingham down on the bottom of the barrel at $5,055. Of course, they get the $100,000 bonus if they can win today. So there is that financial incentive, although the coaches will tell you flat out they don't think that's enough to motivate the player. It's got to be the jersey and the logo. Now, for New York, not only is the $100,000 bonus on the line today, but the $300,000 bonus if they get to the next round and win in the playoffs, and then the chance of the $1 million championship bonus in the $1 million game. So a lot of money still on the line for both teams heading into this final week. Kip Lewis standing downstairs with Rusty Tillman to find out more of the head coach's thoughts on this final regular season game.
Well, Coach Rusty Tillman, this game is huge for you guys. This is what you play for all year. What did you say to your team before you came out today?
They know what's at stake. We've got to win this game to have a shot at the playoffs, so we're going to do the best we can.
All right, let's go to the other side of the field where Lee Ramerman is standing by with Jerry DiNardo.
Coach DiNardo, week number 10 of a tough season that after week number 3 has been nothing but frustration. What's going to motivate these guys to play hard today?
Well, they're professional football players, and that's what's going to motivate them. They're going to come and they're going to play hard today. Everyone just sit down, watch the game. We're going to play hard.
Hey, plus, if you lose to Coach Tillman, you got to sit on that for the offseason, don't you?
I'm not worried about that. That's why we'll play hard.
So there you have it, the voices from the coaches. Jerry DiNardo, who started out 2-1, has watched his team lose 6 straight, including a real tough one last week. Warm day, 80 degrees, 54% humidity, a little bit of a wind, but it's very stuffy on the field. Certainly the warmest game the Hitmen have played in this year. They had the bubble back in New York turned up in the weather this week to get them adjusted a bit to the climate. Dar is 2 yards deep. He has to take it out. This is the XFL. Running wide, and he cannot solve. Fred Perry, who made a great play on special teams early on for the Bolts.
You'll see Perry flying around on defense also, playing some outside backer, but good penetration and coverage, setting up some nice field position potentially for the Bolts after when they get the ball.
We got D right open. Check overdraw or quick pass on 1-on-1. Ready?
Court McGuffey getting his 2nd consecutive start.
And you hear him say quick pass. For the young guy especially, it's up to getting the confidence early. Let him complete some passes.
Gonna head out to Phil Yaw. Dino was injured early in the year and feels like he has the extra step back. He broke a bone in his left foot, gets across the 15-yard line.
So he called quick pass in the audibles. He's throwing me off already.
The idea.
Okay.
You know, Phil Yaw was the starter coming out, got injured in the first game of the season.
Reverse, all right? We got dot
breaking a bone in that left foot.
On 1-on-1. Ready?
Joe Aska had a big week last week. In fact, probably was the first week the Hitmen went over 100 yards rushing by a single player, 101 yards. But Aska also had a key fumble late in the game that cost the Hitmen the victory. And off Aska has it this time. Not much doing as he got across the 15. He did get close for the first down.
Well, the Bolts have had problems defensively. They've given up a lot of points over the last 5-6 through this losing streak they've been running here. Good staying at home ability by the Bolt defense, though, showing that they're at least being a little bit disciplined. They didn't fall for the fake. They saw the reverse coming, but they stayed with Aska running inside.
Bright sunshiny day here at Legion Field.
25. 25!
Second, 3rd and 1, and Aska gets the handoff. And he was very close to the line. Maybe the first down. He's got it, I think.
We were talking about Willis. We were talking about Willis being the heart and soul of his defense. He was going at it with number 61, Juan Porter. Porter ended up throwing him down, get a little pancake. Willis jumped up, looked like he's ready to do a little fisticuffs. Porter just backed off going, now, baby.
Hitmen were 3-2 under Wally Richardson as the starter. 0-3 under Polari, who got about half the snaps this week. Fix the action today. Long ball, Higgins got it! The big tight end, and he can move too. Before he was knocked out by Chris Schelling. Marcus Hinton with a huge gain.
Well, you got to give it to the big man, Marcus Hinton, getting down, getting some separation. But boy, what a throw! What a throw! As he got his court got it downfield, taking the hit right on target for Hinton. 53 yards it looks like.
Motion, right?
Marcus Hinton, who's 6'4", 260. Bob, that guy runs well. In motion is Ryan Collins. Aska the single setback, gets the handoff, squeaks up for a yard or two.
Good penetration defensively to try to run that counter tray. Defense got up and blew it up. Knocked off all the lead blockers. Had nowhere to run.
Second down.
Flag with us. Hey. Flag with us. McGuffey in the huddle. One thing the guys told us before the game, they like the command that he takes in the huddle. A guy with little professional experience. He was the Division II Player of the Year at Northern Colorado a couple years back.
Let's inside.
Throwing quickly. He did get it off incomplete, but a good job to avoid the sack.
Football for me is 90%, mental as a quarterback. If you know where to throw, then that's the hardest part, knowing where to throw the football. The easiest part is just getting the football there to me. And if you can read the defense and know where to throw the football, that's the biggest part of the game, and I think that's what I do best.
Well, he's not a strong arm guy, a long ball guy. He threw a nice one to Hinton there, but it takes smarts to run that short intermediate game.
That makes it more mental then, huh? Not as physical as he throws. Incomplete for Zola Davis. Good hit on the play. Now Eric Sloan, one of the top DBs in the league.
Now on the other side of it, you'd like to have your receivers be a little more physical and actually catch the ball when they hit him in the hands.
The one bad pass, we had 2 guys around it.
Huddle. All right, here we go.
The field goal team coming out.
Leo Aragus comes on. It's going to be a long field goal attempt.
And remember this, the holder, Craig, is Court McGuffey. So that gives us a possibility of a little bit of a trick play if they choose to go for it.
Aragus has hit 2 of his last 6 on the year, 6 for 13. Just 1 out of 2 from beyond 40. The placement is down. And Aragus is wide to the right.
Bad snap.
And he goes to talk to the placement of McGuffey as New York moves the ball but does not score back after these words from your local station. Graham Lee, the quarterback, goes out to Quincy Jackson.
Okay, it starts off with the low snap. Court McGuffey has a hard time getting it set. That takes some of the concentration off. Still up to Aragus to make the kick. They're supposed to be looking at the spot. They're not supposed to be really watching and worrying about the timing. They're supposed to look at the spot, get the swing down, so you would expect that he'd still be able to get it through. Fortunately, sometimes those bad snaps can be distracting.
Thunderbolts offense has scored 14 points or less 5 times this year. And they've given up 29 plus points and 5 out of 6 losses. Here's Bostic on the draw. He had the big game in the Week 2 matchup against the Hitmen when he went over 100 yards. Flag on the play as he kept rumbling and dumping for first down yardage.
Hey, it's all right, though.
Take it back.
As long as it's all right with you, James.
Holding, number 82 offense. Penalties enforced from the spot of the foul. 10 yards. Second down.
Now, the one thing that I've always been impressed with all this entire year in the XFL has been the blocking by the wide receivers. It seems as a league, they've been very good at getting involved, but just because they're involved doesn't mean they're really good blockers.
They're involved blockers. Well, Birmingham has had trouble up front on both sides of the line. Offensively, and certainly the defensive line among the worst, both the rushing teams and teams against the run. And that combination is just deadly. You can't win without the help up front. Graham Lee on second and 8. Fires complete to Capo McGuire. Here's the coach on what it means to play today.
New York is a tough team. They're a tough physical team. So if our guys don't play hard and our guys turn it down, they turn it down in the face of toughness, which is the worst insult, in my opinion, that a football player can have. That's what I think this game's all about. I don't think it's about what we're going to do on offense and what we're going to do on defense.
Regardless of their losing streak, the coach knows about football. He knows about players' attitudes, and he hit that one right on the head.
Let me ask you the other side, though, as the player. I mean, the coach could talk like that, and I think everybody would agree as an observer. Does that hit home with the player, or is it totally personal?
You know, you hope that it's the same thing that the players are thinking. Sometimes it isn't.
Bostic on 3rd and 1 came up short, but there is a flag down.
It's on the defense. First down. Get your first down play ready.
And Jerry thinks he's got his feel on the call as well.
Base.
Number 96 and number 21 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Penalty will result in a first down.
But Bob, to pick up on that point, this is such a physical game.
I didn't see what happened.
And you don't want to see anybody mail it in, but it really comes down to a personal gut check per player. Now, in your experience, a team like this today has nothing to play for. There is some money on the line, but in this physical kind of game, it's got to be more than a $2,500 check.
Right, there's got to be a gut check, but it's so individual. And I'll tell you what, that's where leadership takes place on the part of that team, because there may be some guys out there just phoning it in. You know, they don't really want to be there. It's up to their teammates to get them directed, to get them in the right direction.
Like somebody got the jump on Bostic as he got the handoff. Vernon Crawford wrapped him up pretty quickly. Ben Hanks got in across the line. There was no flag thrown.
Personnel.
Well, it looked like the quarterback, center, and running back all had the different snap counts than the offensive line did.
Base, same personnel.
Loss of a yard on the play, be 2nd and 11.
See his right.
Birmingham second to worst rushing team in the league, but they did have the good game the first time against Hitmen. And again, Bostic is locked up. Quarterbacks on both teams have been banged up all year. That's certainly a continuing theme for these two teams.
Obviously, this comes with a job as being a quarterback, and usually you don't go through, usually you don't get to your third quarterback in a season. And it's been rough, and it's in the back of my mind. You're watching your backside a little bit more, but we've been working really hard this week on protection, and the O-line did a great job against Orlando. I mean, we came to play against Orlando.
Graham Lee out of northern Mexico, Western Athletic Conference Player of the Year over at New Mexico. Lee firing, nearly intercepted, and in fact, I think it might have been grabbed. Let's see off the deflection.
He's got it.
New York has it. Joey Ellams came up with a pick initially. It was touched by one of the other defensive backs. Might have been Bonote who got his first hand on it.
Well, Graham Lee getting that ball thrown out there. Receiver was open enough to throw to, but there were definitely some enemy players around. When you see this off to the left side or to the right side, you're going to see three defenders coming in on the ball right there. And as I've said before, they always say as the receiver, if you can't make the catch, make sure it gets knocked to the ground. Should have got that. Quincy Jackson should have made a play on it to at least try to swat it down away from the defenders.
Joey Caldwell set up Ellams for his third interception of the year. A week ago, he had that 76-yard interception for a score against the Rage. And now he sets up McGuffey and company at the 45. Court is back. Plenty of time. Fires complete. Over the middle, Mike Archie gets into the 46. Well, we're here in Alabama. We talked to Joey Ellams, native of Indiana, about playing here in the beautiful southeastern part of the country.
As long as they keep the cows off the field, it's cool. Have a good game. I'm just excited about having another chance to play.
What's all up?
Keeping the cows off the field.
Fans here, they're going to be numb after that comment.
Not a dairy state. Get a little geography later on. Spread out.
Little sticks, maybe. McGuffey fires. Dog. He was covered by Calvin Jackson, the NFL veteran. Good play.
Hey, Joey, you said you didn't mind playing here as long as they kept the cows off the field. I guess it's okay today, huh?
Yeah, it's all right with me, man. We play anywhere we got to play. We're just trying to get into the playoffs and do the right thing, do the things to take the advance, man. That's all. Want to keep playing.
Hey, nice pitch and catch between Court McGuffey and Kirby Dardar, but give it to Calvin Jackson, man. He rode that one hard. He was right on Dardar's hip. Made a sweet play on it.
Perhaps the strength of the Birmingham D this year has been the play, aside from James Willis in the middle of the defensive back. Who's been pestering quarterbacks all year long. He's going to head up Archie. Fullback. Gain of a couple on that third and short. They came up, I think, shy, though. We'll see what they're going to do here. If it's fourth down.
Fourth down, guys.
Aragoose is on the field.
Who's out? It's safe. Who comes out?
And because they can't fair catch, and a lot of times just for the sake of field position, hey, might as well punt it right here. Lay it down in there deep.
Hey, it's less than 5.
Could get
Watch the ball
here too with a team that has been known for its trick plays. The ball live at about the 21-yard line. Stepford Williams, one of the better punt returners, who had the 95-yard return for the touchdown against Hitmen in week 2, will get a shot at it at the 12. They didn't give him the room, and they're going to hit him for the danger zone violation. Fortunately for Stepford, no dangerous hit on him, as he eluded the defensive players. Vernon Crawford ended up making the stop, but they didn't give him the 5 yards.
Yeah, it was one of the flyers. I didn't see who it was.
What'd they do last time?
Tack
it on.
Tack it on. Where's the end of the kick?
Violation of the 5-yard radius. Number 51 of the kicking team. Penalty be 5 yards from the end of the run. First down.
No score here in Birmingham as we pause for a timeout. This look at LA Extreme. Saladin McCullough, a great example of the U.S. Army's victories in life.
And when the thing came out that, I went to jail and they let me out, no charges or nothing, it was a big misunderstanding. It wasn't no write-up that said that. It was already a write-up that said McCullough was caught in a stolen car. And that's what everybody knew. They didn't know that, it was a misunderstanding. I just try to, learn from my experience and make sure I don't go through the same thing that I went through before, and just better my opportunity that I have right now with the XFL to move on and open up other opportunities.
For a couple of years, they dropped the program after he got a starting role as a redshirt freshman. He dumps it off, incomplete. Graham is a civil engineering major. Smart guy who was working for a Landmark Engineering in Phoenix. Bobby was designing drainage plans and plans.
Let's see.
Not quite as exciting as the XFL.
What would you rather do?
Here we go. Well, he said even he will not go back to that even in the offseason. He was going to take a job as a broker selling airplane equipment, but he loves playing football.
Selling airplane.
Better than drainage.
Green 16.
He was going through the details of, you never knew curbs were so important, but he's talking about the angle of the road, very important in drainage plans. Bostic getting up to the 30-yard line. Now, there are reasons that you may not want to be the quarterback of the XFL. Casey Weldon, one of the better quarterbacks in the league, banged around early.
The original quarterback for the Birmingham Bolts, and one of the toughest guys I've ever seen play the quarterback position, as he just got pounded all season long. But you know what? The key here is that when Casey Weldon was the starter, he took all the snaps. He did everything. So when they came back and Jay Barker had to take over after his final injury, it was almost like starting over. They had to get Barker had to start taking snaps and getting ready.
Lead fire to Williams, Stepford Williams, one of the best receivers in the XFL, getting near midfield. Nice play from Graham Lee, the big third down and 4. They get the first down.
And then it was going to continue. When Barker went down, Lee had to start taking all the snaps, and boy, talk about learning quickly. Take a look at it one more time. Murkerson's got man-to-man coverage on Williams. Now there's a mismatch. You hear there, Stepford Williams just a little bit quicker than Ron Murkerson, although Murkerson, they say, is at a 4.4 40. That's still a kind of mismatch between a wide receiver and a linebacker you'd like to get with your offense.
You talked a little bit about Pride. Look out! Tipped again, intercepted. Wayne Sabb, second pick off of Lee already. You talked about Pride. You can certainly hear it in Williams' effort, and the guy's trying to knock him down as Stepford Williams made the big play, but another turnover sets up the Hitmen in good field position. No score. This is the XFL on the National Network.
Frustrating season, kind of, I guess, exclamation point, those 2 series, 2 tips, 2 interceptions.
The first one, I put it in a bad spot. The second one, the defensive end was ready for it. I think they were looking for the screen on third down, and we just got to get him.
Yes, Graham, they were looking for the screen. They've been reading that well. Let's check out what the formation is.
But so far, New York has not been able to capitalize on their chances. McGuffey there completes a good pass. Over to Zola Davis. Gain of 24 yards in the play.
No, man, I ain't calling that cheap crap, man.
Now, Zola hasn't been 100% either. He's been a big part of this football team. As a matter of fact, he was a big part of the reemergence of this team, as we saw him involved in some double passes a few weeks back. But here, just a nice throw on a deep slanting route. Good job over the middle.
We did see Charles Polari warming up on the sidelines during the commercial break. Charles took about half the snap this week, and if McGuffey was a little slow in running the offense, you're right, problems. Even as early as the first half, Rusty Tillman may make the switch. McGuffey firing. Looking for Chris Brantley, who was incomplete.
But it did make it very obvious that of the 2 guys during the course of the week, it was McGuffey that was the one that had the better week.
Named to start Friday, it was up for grabs for a while.
But didn't he make it sound like when we talked to Rusty that it was all about, he said, hey, when it came down to it, he made the decision that was far and away the best one?
He felt, I think you're right, Bob, that McGuffey had the better week of practice and at least deserved the starting opportunity. But if he falters, they'll quickly go to Polari here. They cannot fool around, needing to win this game and then hope that Chicago loses right at Orlando. Likely rather in Chicago. Orlando will be up there as McGuffey runs and takes the corner near the 20-yard line. That game will be on UPN tonight. Orlando Rage in Chicago.
Here we go. Pony.
Chicago controls their destiny even if the Hitmen win. The Enforcers can make the playoffs with a victory tonight.
One of the things you find with a guy like Court McGuffey right now, lack of snaps during the course of the year makes it a little bit tough. The chemistry, being able to read everybody. He had an open tight end out in the corner route. Absolutely did not see it as he did the sprint out and ran for his own yardage. With time comes the ability to see everything, or at least read more of the receiver.
3rd down and 3 for the Hitmen. McGuffey looking to the right side. Never adjusted that look. Fires. The receiver appeared to be out of bounds, though. And, yes, Ryan Collins, the intended receiver, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah.
Now they're going to have to try another field goal.
He was out of bounds when he jumped up for the ball. His heels were already outside the line, outside of the sideline.
Get the pickup, baby. With the outside guy.
Well, we saw him try the field goal before. The low snap to McGuffey. Good pressure there, McGuffey. He's starting to feel a good concentration. I like these quarterbacks when they're able to keep looking downfield as they take the shot.
McGuffey missed the 42-yarder, but he's not going to get a chance at this 38-yarder until the second quarter. Went wide right on the 42-yarder. He's going to kick it. A low field goal attempt. This one is good. 38-yard field goal for Leo Aragoose. And the Hitmen are on the board here at Legion Field.
Here we go, kickoff return. Sorry.
3-zip. Hitmen will be right back after these messages. And McDougal now leading the hottest team in the league, the Chicago Enforcers, tonight, taking on the Orlando Range on UPN at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 out west. Chicago may need to win. If New York can hang on here and beat Birmingham today, then the Enforcers will need to win to earn the second seed in the playoff berth in Los Angeles next week.
We know that these Hitmen will be getting together tonight if they win to watch the Chicago game.
Sloan skips up to the 30-yard line. James Cotton brought him down. And Graham Lee will come on to lead the Birmingham attack. 2 picks so far, both off the deflections from the arm of Graham Lee.
Yeah. Tough to blame the deflections on a guy, although the first one was thrown badly and actually was kind of deflected by a defender. So
here we go.
You got to put that on him.
29 on 1, right?
L. Lee came out of the Chicago game.
Set.
Now you like to start in Chicago. 0 degrees in the second quarter. You haven't taken any snaps at all. Hadn't even taken one until coming in against Chicago. He struggled there. Looked better last week. Not there. Over the head of Quincy Jackson. So Graham struggling here, Bob, in the early going.
So far, we told you about the interceptions. The first one deflected by the defender. Joey Ellis picking it up. Seeing him bad choices, throwing to covered people. And not getting the ball up in the air. Big Sapp, Dwayne Sapp, tipping that one up for the interception. So he's got to learn, he's got to get himself settled down. Obviously, the mistakes are there, the interceptions are there, but he's still a pretty good quarterback. He's got to settle him down. Stay in the pocket. Start reading your receivers.
He led the Bolts to a 24-point effort last week.
Black, 66. Black, 66.
Was for Birmingham the best all season. Lee scrambling here. Finds the receiver in Jackson. There's a good play. Quincy gets up near the 35-yard line. A gain of about 4 yards on the play.
You know, one of the things we're seeing more and more of as the season's going on are quarterbacks not wanting to stay set up in the pocket. Injuries to offensive linemen really have forced quarterbacks to realize that, you know, they're not as protected back there as they would like to be. A lot of injuries, backups having to be picked up. I mean, there's guys starting on the field that were on practice squads for other teams. Really, I mean, even in the National Football League, you see problems once players get nicked in the offensive line for continuity. It's even worse here in the XFL because of the lower number of people on roster.
3rd down and 5. Twins either side of the line for Graham Lee. Throws one over. A wide open Jackson. He's got it first down. Hit hard by Ellams originally. And then Swami Settles came in on the play as well.
Check it out, though. As any good defensive player and defensive coach will tell you, go for the turnover. Ellams gets the initial hit, but he sees his buddies coming and grab. After his buddies come, watch Joey Ellams. Watch him trying to strip the ball away. He's in there just trying to rip that ball out. We've seen it here on TNN a couple of times. Guys grabbing the ball, pulling it out at the last second, and getting the turnover.
Hey, it happened in this matchup. Remember week 2?
That's right.
When Birmingham played, it looked like the Cosmo made a catch. It was stripped and run in for the touchdown, and Birmingham won the game 19-12 back in week 2.
I couldn't have missed it. My eyes were frozen open.
Lee throws. He had a receiver, and Steph Brett Williams, it was over his head. And incomplete.
Same personnel.
Now, what a year Stepford
Same
Williams has
personnel.
had, Bobby.
Same personnel.
Number 1 in yards receiving, 2nd in receptions.
Okay, let's go doubles, right.
Excellent on punt returns. He had the
34.
95-yarder against New York back in that Week 2 game.
You know, so much expected him over his career. He was the guy on the other side of Michael Irvin for the Cowboys, and they're looking for somebody to balance their attack. Stepford came in. Stepford was there and did a pretty good job, but they obviously parted ways, and he's doing very, very well here in the XFL.
The pride of Minden, Florida. 27 years of age. No problem with the snap. Flags are down.
Snap and fraction, yeah.
Well, who else would be the...
Snap and fraction, false
Who
start.
else besides him would be the pride of Minden, Florida?
Mayor of Minden?
Maybe.
Illegal snap on the offensive center. Penalty's 5 yards, down remains 2.
Check out the center. See what happens with him. This is the center. Oh, he twitched. The nose tackle made a little bit of a move. Ryan Thomas, the center.
76H on 1, right?
Decided that, well, since the nose tackle's moving, I better go block him. But then he realized, oh man, I got to snap the ball too.
Yeah. Go. Slight little
technicality that he just didn't think about.
Missed it by that much. Blue 88.
2nd and 14.
Blue 88. Hit.
He's going to pass again. Goes to the, way over the head. He had wide open Quincy Jackson, and he just missed a bad pass by Graham Lee. Offensive coordinator for Birmingham, Dave Arslanian. He'll be the voice inside the helmet of Graham Lee.
Doubles right, H high, 73X in.
Doubles right, H high, 73X in on 1, right?
How many plays, Bob, does a team have? Roughly 100 or so?
Oh, yeah, different variations off of different formations. Now, the X receiver is going to be a receiver at the top of your screen. He's going to be coming in route probably at about 8 to 10 yards.
In motion was Capo McGuire, and he may be trying to add a new dimension to an XFL rule, maybe be 10 yards ahead at the point of the snap.
Motion man.
That didn't work out.
False start.
That's the first time I've seen that happen this year.
Offense, penalty's 5 yards, down remains 3.
Normally it's timed up pretty well, but it seems to me that Capo just didn't get the snap count, didn't have that timed right at all.
But to get the jump.
There we go.
Maybe we talked about the plays. Maybe there was a miscommunication on what he was going to do. I think people, when you realize it, when you hear the call like you hear in the XFL, the little variations, the guys have to really have a mathematical mind almost to keep everything in track. Is it as difficult as it sounds? Or is it pretty easy once you get it?
No, well, once you they're there for a while.
Flag down, wide open receiver, Williams dropped the ball. Oh, Stepford Williams has not done that very often. There was a flag in the backfield, and it might have come back anyhow.
Yeah, initial call is signal has been holding against the Bolts. So Chase Raynock, the left tackle, being very vehement.
Offense, number 74, that penalty's declined. 4th down.
Of course, there's the infractor.
Well, it did affect the decision because instead of taking it, they decline it, create the 4th down because it was an incomplete pass. So it was a factor. The flag is still on the field, by the way. And it's going to, he's going to pick it up. There you go. 4th down, 24. Brad Palazzo will kick. Kirby Darjar, good returner, is back at the 20. Palazzo, 3rd in the league in punting. Averaged 50 yards a punt a week ago. Gets the bounce. Archie picked it up. Woo, good play by Archie because if he missed that one, that could have been trouble. Live ball here in the XFL. Hitmen leads by 3. Scooped him up.
Do it again.
I mean, we've seen Phil, you'll have good days.
East slot left, scat right, 784 drive
have good days. Joe Aska.
Scat right,
today,
784.
D is really
drive crab on 101. Ready?
Not enough from the run game. All year, though, Aska went over the 100-yard mark.
Takes one.
Last week, 103 yards.
20.
Leads him with 3 rushing touchdowns. Not big numbers for 9 games. Punching is Hamilton. McGuffey gets it off. It's incomplete. Looking for Marcus Hinnon, who was the lone receiver on the first big play of the game.
Yeah, hit him beautifully in that first quarter completion, but just a little bit off here. You're going to see good protection as people being picked up all around him. The ball just a little high to hit.
Slide left. 384, wide shallow, on 101. Ready?
Gordon McGuffey been fighting to play all year. arguably one of Northern Colorado's greatest players ever. Led the Bears to the National 2 championship back in '97. Hamilton showing blitz this time. The linebacker drops back. McCuffey in all kinds of pressure. Throws it, just dumping it away. Actually, he was throwing it way over the head of Fillion. There was a penalty in the pocket there.
Well, you heard the wide shallow call. They were going to set it up with a late drag for the tight end coming over the middle. As everybody dropped back, the tight end would make the block. He would drag slowly over the middle and catch a late ball, but he fell down as the defender separated from him. You take a look here after we get the call.
Intentional grounding, loss of a down. Number 2 of the offense.
The tight end. He's engaged by the defender.
Spot of the pass.
As the defender gets rid of him, he throws him down, hitting, loses his balance. At that point, McGuffey's got to throw the ball away because Hitton is not where he needs to be.
He actually had, though, Fillion in the flat, and he could have even completed the pass to Dino, but he threw it so far over his head that it really was the mental play, I think, there was. Right. He was throwing it away and not for the intended receiver. It was way off the mark.
There was also a defender with Fillion on the flat, too, so.
Aragoose with Williams. And Williams gets back maybe only a yard on a good boot by Leo Aragoose, who's been one of the better punters in the XFL. Bobby settles.
Like you did something,
huh? Coverage, Birmingham will take over. We'll join the injured quarterback of the sidelines, Casey Weldon, when we come back to Legion Field.
It's going to be a long road, but it's getting better, and hopefully we'll be back here next year.
Blue 88!
Casey will join us to interpret some of the play calls during the series as James Bostic runs for a couple of yards.
Okay, Graham, we're going to go rip 68 or 69. And if they give you 2 deep safeties, then check 34.
Case, what's the thought there?
Right here now, we're looking for it's a sprint out. It's a sprint out to the left or the right. That's 68 is to the right, 69 is to the left. It's a one-on-one route. You sprint out. Actually, it's the play that you just showed me getting hurt on, so hopefully it'll get outside.
And if there's double safeties, you check 34.
Exactly, double safeties, which they're going. No, I'd go 68 right here if I was him. 68 would have been fine. Either way, no, he's checking 34. They bluffed him into cover 2, but it was cover 3. Should have went 68 right there.
Huh. Bostic. Maybe a yard. Tell me again what he should have done.
So, Casey, let me look. So, Casey, this is Bob. Obviously, a lot of defenses try and disguise things to throw off the recognition process by the quarterback, as they did there.
Yeah, I mean, it was easy to see from over here. What you see now is that safety down and tight. So that's your cover 3 look. That's where we should have went 68 or 69. They bluffed cover 2 early. And like I said, it's a little easier to see it from over here than it is underneath the center sometimes. So,
but once you've made that audible, it's not like you can say, "Oh, never mind."
No, you're right.
You can't go back and forth.
Yeah, it's all on the play clock, you know, and the way the speed of the game here is, I mean, it's so fast you don't have time, and sometimes you just call it, hope the guy misses a tackle, and you get away with it.
Damon Willard, the injured player, getting up. In case what you're saying is what you would have done there, Matt, is stay with the original call and throw me out.
Well, I don't know what I would have done there.
Yeah.
If I had a chance to throw it, I'm probably going to throw it, though.
Right.
Guys, here's the injuries. Wow. Here's the injury comes in. Damon Wheeler with the head down. We've seen that a number of times this season, but you put the head down, you take either the shot in the neck, the shot in the back of the head, it's going to ding you.
Go, baby.
3rd down now and 9.
Got a new corner, so.
Bolts 2 out of 4.
Green 16. Green 16.
They're rolling it over here to step. Corner blitz. Corner blitz.
Took the blitz,
Nice
but got it off, and Douglas has got it.
That is an unbelievable play right there. Let him know. Hey, Steph, let him know. Let him know.
Good job.
I knew that was coming. Saw that coming.
You saw the blitz coming?
Yeah.
Look through the big Tron board and take us through it.
Luckily, Graham didn't see this corner blitz down here, else we'd have thrown the hitch up top to Stepford. And the corner came a little too late, so Graham just stood in there. Great throw right here to Joe Douglas. That's a clear route by the outside guy. The inside guy just takes the out, and great throw.
And Casey also said to Stepford, you said, let him know. He's supposed to alert him when the blitz comes?
Yeah, let him know, hey, be ready next time. Because you can see the safety rolling over the top. That's what told you that corner was coming.
First and 10. Bostic trying to run to the left. Cuts in for a couple of yards. We'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Again, the Dave Arslanian offensive coordinator with the call.
Come on, come on.
Okay, after this play, Graham, let's go our attack. Okay, our attack offense after this play.
Hey, after this play, we're going to go
tell them in the
attack.
huddle. Let's go trips L cheat. Trips L cheat. Trips L cheat 390.
Here we go.
Which is 90H quick Yankee.
Trips L cheat 90H quick Yankee on 1, right?
20 seconds of the play clock for the call to actually get to the quarterback. I heard you say, come on, Casey. You want it quicker, don't you, from your coordinator?
Yeah, you always want it as quick as you can.
And look at that.
Quick
The
play.
clock just ran out. That's exactly what happened. It took 20 seconds before the actual play clock got to the quarterback. Just didn't leave enough time.
Down remains 2.
What personnel? What personnel, Dave?
Of course, you're taxed here in the XFL, too, with a short play clock of 35
just
seconds.
call that play again.
Yeah, he's got to get the play in quicker. And Graham probably just should have used a quick count there, you know, realizing just
Okay, they said this
same play.
They said Casey the same play.
98's quick. I think it's 98's quick. We're going to have a quick screen to number 4 right here. Joe Douglas.
But it's 5 yards back further, 2nd and 14. Lee looking left. No surprise, keeps throwing it.
He took the fade instead.
Quincy Jackson. Miscommunication, quarterback receiver?
No, he took the fade over there. You get a bump and run. Decided to take the fade to Quincy instead of the quick screen to the right to Joe Douglas.
Huddle up.
Okay, let's go trips L 76Z.
Trips L 76Z on 1, right?
Trips, 3 receivers to the right. Single
Should
setback.
have Quincy steps and clear on the outside. Hopefully they're going to roll the coverage that way, though, because we got no threat over here to the left.
Quincy is the middle receiver of the triple. Graham Lee ducked on the run, but he couldn't get around Ron Merkerson. And Big Merk makes his first big defensive play of the game for New York. Nothing new there, Bob. We've seen it all year from number 57.
No, 57's been tough, but we told you not only is he big and strong on the inside as a run stopper, but we told you also this guy's been timed at 4.4. He's got the quicks, he's got the speed to chase people down. Did a nice job of recovering after jumping. They always tell you as a defender, don't jump. Okay, you get off the feet, you have no control, but he was able still to get a hold of the ball.
Rough it! Oh, that's a rough it! That's a first
The
down!
flag is down. They're going to be flagged on both sides, though, as Kirby Dardar, the danger zone, was not given to him.
Do we go? Does the first penalty happen first? There's no re-kick.
That shouldn't be an offset. That
What do we
should
have
go
here?
back to, it should be the rough in the
they're going to offset.
Should be first down us then.
Said it was offsetting.
Running into the kicker, number 84 of the receivers. Interference, 5-yard radius, number 25 of the kicking team. Those penalties will offset. 4th down.
Oh, boy, that's tough.
That is a re-kick then.
There is no re-kicks in this league. There's no re-kicks in this league.
Hey, that wasn't roughing. That was a roughing. That wasn't running in.
Well, the Cosmo went for the block, but did not get it.
No, you can't. We can't all.
Hey, that's not. Hey, that's a roughing, isn't it? That's not running into the kicker.
No, but we had a penalty against you down there.
So is it going to be a re-kick?
There's no re-kick.
Well, I didn't think there were re-kicks, actually,
in the playoff, but damn.
in the XFL, but they're going to get one here. And on a tough break, there's really no excuse. I don't know why we keep seeing this, Bob. This is the danger zone,
That's the only time
5 yards. Give him the 5 yards. What is the rush?
The problem is, especially when you're hooked up with a flyer, you got guys beating on you all the way down. You can't always keep your eye on the receiver.
There it is. Get the ball. Get the ball. Get the ball.
Live ball, but it takes a New York bounce out of bounds. Another flag down right at midfield. Some pushing and shoving between
got some Kate
Vernon Crawford
and
James Foster.
The receivers. All right, what do we have here? After kick, offset at the spot where the ball went out of bounds.
James is saying it's on them. That wishful thinking?
Holding, 84 the kicking team. Punt out of bounds.
Kicking team.
Correction, the hold is on the receiving team. Punt out of bounds on the kicking team. The ball will be, penalty be offset at where the kick went out of bounds. First down.
All right, did you follow all that? Maybe a good time to take a step for everybody to pause and relax. As Ron Meyer told us early in the year, this guy, he says, could throw the ball through a car wash and not get the ball wet, but he hasn't really displayed the talent when the game has come. There's a beautiful throw and catch right there.
I wish Ron Meyer would have told me that. That was cool. You saw a little stop and go. Corner didn't bite on it, but Dardar, beautiful job of staying with the ball, getting up. Look at the concentration. Actually took the ball right off of Eric Sloan's hands.
Never give up.
That ball was right in Sloan's hands, and Dardar just took it away from him.
That could ignite. Another bullet to Zola Davis. And you saw the confidence there. He threw the ball before the cut.
That's right. I'll tell you what, Calvin Jackson saw the ball before Zola Davis did. Zola still making a nice grab on that one.
2-minute warning, yard pickup over the middle by Davis. Now Polari throwing end zone wide open receiver over his head. Incomplete through the hands of Davis. Butler on the coverage. He was open for a moment. I don't know if it was catching or not. It was close.
The problem was Zola had made the break. The ball was coming late, and in order to keep the ball in play, Polari had to throw a little bit behind him. Zola didn't have a chance to react back. Watch the left side of your screen as the ball's released. Zola's almost already to the sideline. He's got to break it off and go up. He probably should have had it. I mean, it was right by his hands, and we saw a couple of tougher catches he's made already.
Good throw in my book. I think he should have had it. Polari back again passing. Rose, nice play over the middle, complete to the Cosmo, who is racked around the helmet, and a flag is down after that hit on Anthony DeCosmo.
What do they call? 31 hit that call.
Good catch.
Over the head.
DeCosmo shaking up from the hit to the head, and that'll move the ball near the goal line. That's one of those flags that doesn't really affect the ball movement too much.
Yeah, I lost my contact.
The 3-yard line.
They also got, it looks like a flag down, looks like a late hit on the quarterback, but
contact.
I don't know what shelling is being called for. Was it a
Cosmo said he lost his contact lens.
Like it was a couple of fillings too.
Get off the
watch the end of the play here. Was it? I believe it was number 30, Chris Schelling. There's the late hit.
Hey, what's up with that?
Anthony DeCosmo, a new
right here. What's up to everybody at home and to my new son? What's up, Aeneas?
Yeah, he is psyched about that. Man, did he take a shot.
Aeneas Mark Anthony.
Yeah, cool. I just got to get this contact back in. I'm in there.
Well, watch that
35 hours of labor before his son was born on April the 6th, a couple days back.
Good news was it wasn't his labor.
Yes. Larry crushed there, and he was hit hard. Cedric Pittman, one of the guys in on that big hit.
Pittman, James Willis. Willis coming in, just trying to give a little extra after the altercation between Polari and Trumbaugh. That was Willis coming in, making that big hit. But I'll tell you what, Willis came in to make the hit, but Polari got the best part of that one.
Left. Sprint left.
Willis snapped
072 on 1-on-1. Ready? Sprint left. Knock that guy out.
Second and goal from the 3.
380.
They're passing again. Larry wide open. Great move. What happened there? Zola Davis for the touchdown. And the Hitmen are up 9-zip, and he was wide open. Bob, what happened to that play?
I caught the end of it. It looked like Sloan, 37, may have slipped and trying to follow him out into the corner. But wide open he was. You can see the disgust on Eric Sloan's face, shaking his head.
Charles Polari has waited a long time. 10 games for his first touchdown pass of the year.
Check it out here, a short little sprint. And then as you saw, 37, Eric Sloan slip on the break. And you can't slip, you cannot give Zola Davis
2077 on 1-on-1. Ready?
That kind of room.
This the kind of offense I think the Hitmen had planned in preseason when they look to be clicking, and they're going to call a timeout before they go for the point.
Well, didn't they all?
We hadn't seen a lot of it, but I mean, there were people talking. Ron Meyer saying this is an explosive offense, throwing the ball. Charles Polari, among the better quarterbacks in the league, he thought. And Charles finally playing well.
You know what? We haven't seen this kind of continuity from this Hitman team. Not on a regular basis anyway. Polari comes in. We heard Rusty, Kip talk to Rusty Tillman saying, bringing him in to get a little bit of a spark. That drive, Polari goes 4 of 5. 4 completions, 5 attempts, 80 yards on that touchdown pass. Beautiful drive for him. Much maligned early in the season. Boy, he is talking about coming on and doing it at the right time.
Nobody heard more beef from media and fans of the XFL than Charles Polari. And granted, that's the case when you're in the Big Apple and not performing well.
Well, we saw these guys, these two teams play each other in New York. If you remember at the end of that game, Polari was getting soundly, not cheered for by the New York home team.
Color.
What's interesting about it is if Wally Richardson does not come back next week, he's still doubtful. And up to Thoya, and he stopped, so it will remain 9-0. Of course, there's a lot of ifs here. New York has to win, and then just hope that Chicago loses. But just playing that scenario out, Bob, Polari could have a chance to salvage his season, taking the Hitmen to the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Cedric Pittman a little shaken up. He came in, made the hit. Watch him. Watch the penetration right there. Pittman taking a shot on the head. Sometimes as a lineman, defensive lineman inside, you penetrate, you come in low. Not much body control. All you can do is get in, try to blow up any of the blocking schemes or trip up the running back.
Whoa. Birmingham defense has certainly played pretty tough so far. But the
We're going to go
Bolts
down here.
Really has to show up. And they have not been there yet. UPN tonight. Again, if this score holds, the pressure will be on the Chicago Enforcers against the best team in the XFL, the Orlando Rage. 7 p.m. Eastern. The Rage and the Enforcers. A Chicago win gets them to the XFL's first postseason regardless of what happens today. The Rage, the Enforcers at 7 Eastern with Chris Marlowe and Ryan Bosworth, 4 Pacific on UPN. Chris Raggy, Michael Barkan for the call. Coming up after this one, I guess if you're Chicago, you prefer to go in knowing you're already clinched, but this really is the true test that they have to win to get in, and to go into the 4-game win streak would be huge for Chicago.
Don't get me wrong. It's all, you'd like to talk about professionalism and knowing they have to win to get in. But hey, as a player, if you know you're in, that's a good feeling.
Easy, guys.
Well, Charles Polari, it's been a long, tough year for you, but it's got to feel good to come in and lead your team to a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, well, as a football player, you got to be ready anytime your number's called, and today they called my number. The game's not over. It's just one drive. It doesn't mean anything. We're going to try to get the win, and hopefully we can get in the playoffs tonight.
Well, Polari, at the end of the last game we talked about in New York, we said the fans were a little hard on him. He goes, hey, I don't care. I'm from New York, too. I'll be back next week and the week after. Come on and boo all you want.
Alexander, is that your New York impression?
That was it. Was that pretty good?
I think you're from the West Coast.
Okay.
Actually, Cleveland was. Thunderbolts, another New Yorker, is Jerry DiNardo, the head coach out of Brooklyn, New York.
Was that your New York
accent? I'm a New Yorker, too.
Going downfield. Let's see what the down distance is.
Jerry went to St. Francis High School. And you see Alexander come up with a couple of yards.
Time out!
Long-time collegiate coach. He's had a rough year here, and he said one of the things he learned is, as the season went on, Bob, it's a business. I mean, he's a college coach where you're not used to cutting guys, certainly. And here he felt at the beginning he was coaching him more in a collegiate atmosphere. As the season got on, he realized, hey, you got to make moves, you got to cut guys, change your roster. It's the pros.
Yeah, he knew too that the talent level was. He wasn't sure about it at first. We talked about different positions, and he said, I just know that this is kind of a mishmash of guys. We're trying to find out who's going to fit in, and I think he found some damn good ball players on this football team. And a lot of other guys that was because of injuries. Started to fall by the wayside.
Jerry said, let's throw it downfield. Let's give it a shot. Only 19 seconds to go. Lee's already been picked off 2 times.
Twins right, 83, Reed right on 1.
They're at the 36, Bob, so if they could get to even, let's say, the 30, a gain of about 28, 30 yards, they'd have a shot at a long field goal attempt.
Blue 88!
Which might be the wise thing with this amount of time left. Lee throwing as a receiver. Tip! Oh, man, Stepford Williams was crushed. He was creamed by Ty Talton, and he's still down. He had it, I think, off the deflection. He held his eyes on the ball somehow, and then Ty Talton steamrolled him.
Oh man, he had beaten the corner. Benote had made the play on the ball,
and everything. Yeah.
tipped it, but I do believe you're right. I think he would have grabbed that ball if not for Ty Cotton coming in and laying the wood to him.
The thing going all the way down here. Underneath.
All right. How about down here in your fingers?
I feel a little one in my finger. Little.
Squeeze my hand.
Yeah, he should have. That ball probably. The one thing you got to deal with is those safeties coming over the top. Especially you got cover two. They're sitting right there. Two safeties looking to come and help. Like the Jay Barker concussion interview. Just because I've been there so many times, you sit there and you go and you do things like you start looking at your teammates and saying their names in your head because you're not sure if you remember who everybody is. Then you look at their names in the backs of their jersey to make sure you're right. Kind of do like a self-test to make sure your brain's not too scrambled.
All right, the Miller Genuine Draft halftime stats, and it's been the Hitmen offense that has been the story. Look at the total yards.
Man, 183 yards for the Hitmen. A lot of that coming at about 80 yards on that last drive that Charles Polari put together to really set them apart, giving them that 9-0 lead as they've been sitting on a very tight 3-0 lead for a while where anything could have taken that lead away from them. But that drive, 80 yards right there, really helped them out.
Got only 3 of the 9 off the turnovers. Good catch, Quincy Jackson. And Alexander fumbling. Curtis Alexander fumbling on the opening kick.
Ow! Give me a ball. Give me a ball.
Birmingham.
Give me a ball.
Able to
right here, fellas.
Pounce on it, however.
Well,
that was almost a real disaster to start the second half for Jerry Donato, who's had his season of frustration since week 3.
Well, let's talk about the first half frustration for these guys. Graham Lee, quarterback, 6 of 15 for only 65 yards and 2 interceptions. The good news is neither one of those interceptions led to points scored by the Hitmen, but interceptions nonetheless.
Graham Lee firing. Eddie Smith has got it.
Good shot. I correct myself. One of those turned into a 3-point field goal.
Interception. Well, the Aragus, but the point being that they're just 3 off the interceptions. And they've got to get the offense going. They've had some good field position. Another injured player downfield. Lee has overthrown a couple of receivers. Again, he hasn't had the snaps, and there's going to be some gelling, which sort of was a early story as Bernard Russ is down of the XFL, and that the offenses weren't quite in gear to start off the season. They really didn't have enough time to gel together, and that's a thing that Graham Lee and any backup really has to face. Doesn't get many snaps before the week. All of a sudden he's in there, and he's got to gel quickly right now. He says hello to Christian Mamalanga, who did not start today.
Oh, come on, give us unabated to the quarterback.
I got contact on the defense. Now 78.
Come on, give us unabated to the quarterback.
Offsides defense, number 78, contact prior to the ball being snapped. Penalties 5 yards.
Well, you down there?
I'd have gave him an offsides, but he made it to the quarterback, so I thought they may give him unabated to the quarterback, which is always one of my favorite calls.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, actually, but kind of like offsides.
93 on 1, right?
Pushes the ball up for the first down for Birmingham at near midfield. So good opportunity here to get on the board. Get a scoring drive going.
Yankee. Set. 48.
Bostic in motion. Picked up by Brad Shroud.
Let's come inside.
Lead firing of the blitz. Lets one loose. Receiver, no. Kevin Drake leaned for it, tried to recover and change, and he thought he might have hauled it in. Drake out of UAB, but the official on the play said incomplete.
2 things. Big blitz inside. You're going to see it. But Drake makes that catch. Had he caught it, he would have argued a little bit harder for it. But look at the blitz inside. Both inside backers coming hard. Lee really had to dump that off quick and hope that Drake could make the grab. Both inside backers. I think they brought the corner quick, too. The safety stopped up on the outside.
Rip. Set.
2nd and 10.
Blue 16. Blue 16.
Bostic. Trying to find a hole. Nothing doing. He's stopped. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Vernon Crawford.
Hey, Elwood, come on,
for the Hitmen, wearing number 99 today. Bob, what is at stake today?
This is it. We know that San Francisco and Orlando are going at it. the West second place team, the Demons, going against Orlando Rage. And today it is going to be either Chicago or New York. As we said before, if New York wins here, they've got to hope that Chicago loses tonight. If Chicago wins tonight, it's all over. Or if New York loses today, it's all over. Chicago goes in.
Chicago does have the destiny. The Orlando game against San Francisco on NBC next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. There's another tip ball going for Quincy Jackson. It is incomplete. We'll have the pleasure of calling the game on UPN next Sunday night, the playoff game. And it will be the very hot LA Extreme. You wonder, no matter who goes in, if they're going to have enough to beat the LA Extreme, because the Extreme have, since they put Saladin McCullough and he found a rushing role, they've been very tough to stop. They had the one tough game against Memphis really twice this year, where the Axe handled them. Other than that, they have been red hot.
Whoever comes in is going to have to get some of the tape from that Maniacs game and try to find out what makes them work against that offense.
After the kick by Palazzo, Caldwell was crunched. And you want to talk about pride, and you wouldn't know that there was not anything in terms of the playoffs on the line for the men in purple. They're playing hard, especially in the hitting department.
Well, that ball floated pretty good. You know, anytime it's riding that high, that long, you're probably going to get a 5-yard
Violation
rule.
of the 5-yard radius, number 25 of the kicking team. Penalty 5 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Talked about that first playoff game set. This is quite a matchup. San Francisco, which has a pretty potent offense, led by one of the better quarterbacks in the league, in Mike Pawlowski, and they will take on one of the teams that has been very consistent throughout, perhaps the best team, certainly record-wise, in the XFL, and that's the Orlando Rage, no longer with Jeff Fromm at quarterback, but now with Brian Kuklik in their high-powered attack. They went over the 200-point mark. Only the Extreme also did that this year. Next Saturday, NBC, 8 p.m. Eastern, semi-final playoffs in the XFL. Winner goes to the $1 million game.
Got him. He's open.
He could be gone. Kirby Dardar at the 30. Calvin Jackson will not get him. And it's a touchdown for Valeri. No flags. Big bomb for Charles Valeri, the Kirby Dardar.
Man, that ball was threaded in there. Valeri just put that between 4 receivers, or 4 defenders. Dardar right down the center of the field. What a beautiful catch, and nobody made the first hit on him. Wide open, breaking it out. Watch it here. You're going to see right down the center of the field. Dardar's going to come in. See him cross it here. Catches the ball between 4 defenders. Nobody sees it. Actually, there was another receiver in front of them, which distracted them. Nobody got an angle to catch up with Kirby Dardar.
Ready? So Charles Valeri, 77-yard strike. Did not have a touchdown in the first 3 games. He threw 2 interceptions.
Hey, no, the ball's for him.
Basically brutal for New York. Throws there, complete for the conversion. He has found something, getting the chance to come into the second quarter and perhaps find some redemption on what started as a very frustrating Boo Bird type season. Valeri the Hitman leading 16-zip. We'll have Casey help us interpret the play call as Boston goes around the right side. Picks up a gain of 6. Casey, in terms of your health, do you hope to be back next year?
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's the plan right now. The doctors feel real good about the repairs that they did. Now it's just a matter of rehabbing and doing what it takes to get full range of motion. But I'm hoping to be back and maybe be ready if an NFL team calls, and if not, come back to play for Birmingham.
Well, you look at this New York team, and they know that mostly going to be passing situations. They're all got their, you can tell, they get their butts up in the air like sprinters. They're going. They're coming after the quarterback.
New York didn't bite on it, and nearly picked by Damon Wheeler, who played that very well. He did not bite on that little quick out pattern on the pump fake. He stayed right with it.
Yeah, double move on the outside, and Damon Wheeler there. Good help coming over from the safety position. But right there, both defenders staying right in place, almost making the play.
Doubles right, 93 options.
Here we go. Doubles right, 93 options on 1, right?
Case 3rd and 4. Tell us the play.
Right here, we got 86, the tight end, and number 4, the slot guy. They're going to run a little 5-yard out route. 93 options, so they can run in or out, depends on the coverage.
DB's drop back. Lee throwing. Got Douglas. Nice play. play. And Joe Douglas gets to the 35. First down.
Nice throw, Graham. Nice throw.
Very well executed by Lita Douglas.
Hey, Casey, how tough is it for you? You also have to read the defender, too, to know which way he's going to make the break.
Yeah, you got to, and that's important in the offensive line. That's the push, the defensive line. If they just get up in the quarterback's space, that makes it tough to see those breaks sometimes. So you're looking for a lane. Not many quarterbacks throw over the big D lineman. You're looking for a lane to throw into.
Okay.
E.C. Robin again was injured in week 6 against Los Angeles. The game Birmingham thought they were going on to victory. They were playing very well at the time.
Green 16.
He is out for the season. Hopes to get an NFL call. Perhaps the call or back here with the Bolts. Bomb for Jackson. He's got it. That time Wheeler misplaying it a bit. It was over the head of Damon. Good bomb Lee. And that's the biggest pickup of the game for the Birmingham Thunderbolts.
Damon Wheeler just mistimed that. Left side of your screen. That ball is laid up there. Damon Wheeler just out of position, mistimes the jump, and man, what a
We got a nice play coming up here.
What do we got, Casey?
139 X post.
139 X post. What do we?
I think that's what we call. We're gonna fake. We're gonna fake it. Fake the handoff here to the left. Hopefully have Stepford going down deep down the middle. Need the safety to get out of there though.
That's right. Stepford would be the X receiver.
Stepford near side on the left. There's the fake. Williams going out. Didn't see it there. Quincy Jackson covered over the middle by Joey Ellums.
No! Not today.
Second and 10.
Okay, let's go. Trey Wright, 34.
Here we go. Let's go Trey Wright, 34 on 1, right? Trey Wright, 34 on 1.
Just a simple run play to the right. Good check it right here, though. We got a blitz.
Bostic is just 25 yards to 9
He
carries.
checked to a pass. To a quick slant.
Get the slant. It worked on Williams. Stepford, his first catch since being pummeled.
A little bit
first half.
A little bit short of the first down, though. What did he see to check it off, Casey?
Did you notice the two safeties, 36 and 35?
Right.
Usually they're about 18 yards deep. Now they were in there about 8 to 10. So you know a blitz is coming when you see those safeties get down in there like that.
Goal line.
Here we go. Let's go wing right, H over 128 goal line on 1, right?
128. We got a little play action here. Faking it to the right, James Bostic. Hopefully have 86 tight end, Ed Smith. 87 in the flat.
Gutsy on the 3rd and 1. They're not going to run it. There's the fake. Looking for some room. Throws to the end zone. And it's thrown out by...
You got to go for it.
Incomplete.
Got to go for it.
A gutsy call on 3rd and 1 instead of just running for the first down.
Yeah, well, they took away the short guy there, and Graham just took a shot there. Hopefully we'll go for it here.
Hey, Casey, it seems like he's finding the right receivers, the guys that the best possibilities, but it seems like the balls are maybe going a little high. Maybe take a little bit too much time to get there.
Well, I talked to him there right before halftime. He said a couple of those balls that went high on him just slipped.
Okay.
The balls are pretty slick.
4th down and 1. You're going to pound it straight up or try to pass play again?
Looks like quarterback Smith says he wants it.
Wide open center area. He's going to throw. Complete.
Take it in.
He had tried to wiggle free. Now this is going to be interesting. He caught it way ahead for the first down.
If it goes like our spots have gone all year.
Well, hopefully they'll mark it where the one side judge marked it, which is about the 25-yard line. No, they didn't. Jeez.
Casey, let me ask you, if he had just gone down there, he might have gotten the first down. He did try to wiggle. And as a result, we head to the break, and New York will take over. We'll pick up in a moment.
And now, Burger King presents the XFL Defensive Player of the Week. In the land of burgers, Whopper is king. Enforcers linebacker Jamie Baisley led the Chicago defense to a 23-18 come-from-behind victory with 8 tackles. 2 tackles were for losses, and Baisley also sealed the comeback with an interception at the 1-yard line with the clock running out. That was the Burger King XFL Defensive Player of the Week. In the land of burgers, Whopper is king.
All right. Tonight on UPN, we got a big one. The Orlando Rage at the Chicago Enforcers tonight at 7. Eastern, and so much rides on that, especially for these Hitmen.
And if you're a fan out in Chicago and we're wondering, hey, I'm only going to go to the game if it means something for the enforcers, you might want to start thinking about heading out, because that game, it looks to, if this score holds up, will mean something. Chicago may indeed have to win to make the playoffs against Orlando coming up on UPN in just over an hour.
Okay, now, we talked to Rusty Tillman when he put Charles Polari back in, or put him in.
Can't hear nothing.
He said he wanted to bring him as the spark. 2 drives, 2 TDs, 158 yards. Nice sparking, Rusty.
Joe, get off the field!
Yeah, now we got to find out what happens. Do they stay aggressive the way they have been with Polari, or do they just sit on this? You know,
throw a flag. Well, they'll throw a flag on you.
Especially now, since they look like they're in a situation where they may be able to get into the playoffs, depending on what happens tonight. I think it's as much a matter of continuity, keeping the momentum going, not just sitting back and playing it safe.
Georgia ran into about 10 purple jerseys on that reverse run, and he picked up still a good gain. About 6 yards in the play. Schelling and Willis made the stop.
I don't know what just happened, but Charles Polari, I think, may have lost his microphone, lost the reception of his helmet because he traded helmets with McGuffey. Came to the sidelines, they switched helmets. I'm thinking maybe his receiver went out, could not hear.
Timeout.
Birmingham. Looking at the helmet right now on 3rd and 2.
Going back to change him again.
Tell him to talk to me. Is that one working?
Anybody got a helmet?
Who's got a helmet?
Can you hear anything?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
You saw Charlie take your helmet. What happened there?
His battery went out on his, and so he just needed something so he could hear the coach from upstairs. So I gave him mine.
You guys have the same size head?
I hope so. He had to do a little adjusting, but I think he's all right.
What do you think about Charlie's performance?
I'm happy for him. He came in and threw some good passes and got us 2 touchdowns. So he's went through a lot this year, and I'm happy that he's getting in there and having some success.
4th and 2, Aragus will punt. Quincy Jackson is back deep.
He can't flinch, right?
Yeah.
He can't flinch.
Eric Sloan is deep
black
guy.
35 guy.
And Jackson
That's
free ball, but it's picked up by Sloan. He's tripped up. Good play by Luambi Settles on the coverage. Flag is down, back toward the line of scrimmage.
You can get it.
Well, nice quicks by Sloan to trip him up, but we'll find out what this flag is back at the line.
Hang on, guys. You might have a penalty.
Was it the line of scrimmage? Remember, only the Flyers, the gunners on the outside, can leave at the snap of the ball. Everybody else has to wait till the ball is kicked.
56 of the return team, penalty being 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
First down, Birmingham.
In punt returns, a lot of guys, when you first rush the punter, then you drop back. You have a certain guy you're responsible for. You have to run with him, make sure you block him a certain way. Sometimes you get out quick, sometimes you get out run. Sometimes the only way, especially if the guy makes a move on you, is going to get a little grab on the guy to slow him down until you catch up. Obviously, he was caught.
Well, Bob, we talked about the pride of Birmingham. Let's take a look at this first.
Left side of your screen. See if you can see it. Number 56 right there. Yeah, geez. Yeah, subtle. You got to be a little more subtle. There's actually schools you can go to in the offseason to learn how to hold a little more subtly than that.
We talked about a test of pride at the beginning. How about now? Down 16 zip, 350. The test gets even greater.
No doubt about it. They've got to take a key from their defense, who's playing tough. Even though Polari is having a good day, they're still hitting. This offense has got to put it together. And Lee's got to start finding his receivers. You know, his choice of receiver isn't bad, but you're seeing, you heard Casey said they had talked to him. The ball was slipping a little bit. The ball was getting away from him. But a lot of times the ball, it's not even so much that it's high. It's just floating. It's just taking too long to get there, giving the defenders a chance to catch up.
Set.
Lee handing off. Alexander with a big burst past the 20 and a good burst past the 30 up toward the 35. So Bostic, who had trouble running throughout the game here, gives way to Alexander, and the backup gets a gain of 20 in the play.
Well, I'll tell you what, they talk about Big Merkerson being a quick guy. Bad angle. I don't care how fast you are. If you don't get a good angle of attack when you're coming up and make the play, you saw there 57 not right in place to make the play. It's one thing if he's got a little hole to run through. That hole was big enough that I could have got through front ways, and the angle just wasn't good enough for Merck to make the hit.
Is that big?
Green, 88. Hit.
Hey,
go.
All day back there. Now gets around the rush of post champ before he was forced out. Ted Smith.
That's a tough
Second
pass.
down.
Not many quarterbacks. You're trying to throw across your chest like that. Only 2 receivers out in that pattern. Maybe that's why it's such good protection. A lot of guys sitting in, making the plays, blocking for them. But if the coverage is good, no way you're going to find somebody open. A couple of goes on the outside.
There we go. Trey Wright, 79 on 1, right?
Go. Yeah. 2.5 minutes remaining, third quarter. 2 receivers up top.
Green, 16.
On the 2nd and 10.
Green, 16. Hit.
Lee looking that way. Firing.
Interception.
Picked off. Ellams has got it again. Ellams throwing it now. Fumbling is Caldwell. Caldwell still running into the end zone. Touchdown.
I'll tell you what, they're never shy in this league to get rid of that ball.
Yeah.
Toss it up to one of their teammates.
Third pick of the day for the New York defense for the 2nd straight week. They return for a score. Caldwell finishing what was started by Ellams.
Right side of your screen, Joey Ellams sitting right there. Ball right to Joey Ellams. Tosses the ball off to Caldwell. Dribbles it once. Takes it in for the touchdown. What is that, rugby when you got to dribble the ball?
Actually,
or Australian rules football when you got to dribble it?
Charlie Ward, actually, on the play. Couple of dribbles, and he went in for the layup. A 6-point layup for Larry. Now firing. That one is nearly intercepted. And Birmingham could have run that back for 1 point had they picked it off.
Now that
Shelling on the play.
That would have been just too weird. If you would have seen the score then, 22-1, would have been just the weirdest score I'd ever seen.
West Illinois, baby, legendary. Phi Beta Sigma, baby. Phi Beta Sigma, baby, ain't no greater. Blue, baby. Damn that. Kappa Alpha Psi, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yo. What's up, mama? What's up, everybody watching TV? C4. That's what I'm talking about. C4L. Hey, what about it?
Hi, I'm Ayana. If you couldn't already tell, I love television. I'm working hard in the media industry so that one day I can be behind the anchor desk. But right now I'm having a blast being a Birmingham Bolts cheerleader, bringing it to you live.
Coughing it up.
Oh, just a big hit. Eric Sloan making the catch. And just flat out stone. Actually looked like his own guy, Toya Jones, may have assisted in knocking the ball free.
Talk about pride, but that's taking it a step further. You hit your own play. Larry, a little fake. Oh, dart on his men. Fooled, but the throw was off the mark. Sloan recovering. Had he thrown inside, he would have had the score. 1:15 to go. So New York doing what they had set out to do to get to 4 and 6.
Yeah.
If they can hang on and the Bolts don't come back in the fourth quarter. And then the pressure now falls on Chicago, winners of 3 straight.
Hurry up, Dino. D left open. D left open. Check overdraw on 1-on-1. Ready?
Set. Red 43. Red 43.
Larry.
Drop play.
Handing to Archie. Bringing free initially, then Sloan wrapped him up. Archie still fighting for the extra yard.
Fred Perry with good reaction first, but hey, you got to come out here. One of the things I've always loved about the XFL is the hits aren't just cosmetic. The hits here are for tackles. Though Fred Perry making the first hit lets him go. Sloan coming to finish it up.
Hey, we can't. We're gonna get a penalty. Tough left open. Check.
Season high, 22 points for the Hitmen today.
Tough left.
An offense that was averaging, again, just 12 points a game. Well, perhaps they found something right in the nick of time. But they're going to still need help tonight in Chicago. Archie Archie rumbling across the 25. The thing about Orlando, Bob, is that they have wrapped up everything. So maybe there's some pride and bonus money, but other than that, we'll have to see how they perform against Chicago. He's 1 for 2 today. 7 for 15 on the year. Fires this one. It's no good wide to the right. And that was way off the mark. So Birmingham will take over. How the Bolts would come out. And offensively, they just have not been able to perform against the tough New York D. Douglas made a couple of good catches on the day, trying to elude Merkerson. You have this year in the XFL.
When you got a Merc on your back, you ain't going far. And Douglas had a Merc on his back. And I'll tell you what, it's not that we talked about pride, what you have left to go for. There's no reflection here, although the Bolts have no points. Right. I don't think we can look and say they didn't play for pride. They're just right now, they're down to the third quarterback. He's not playing well. Offensively, they're not producing the points. So I think it just comes down to being beaten by a better team.
Lee back to pass. Douglas over the middle. And he gets a gain of about 8 yards up to the 40-yard line. The Hitmen had a shutout earlier this year in February against Chicago. Bob, if this shutout can stand, you know, with all the talk early in this year about the Vegas defense, the Hitmen have given up now 145 points. There's only 2 more than Las Vegas, which has closed the season as the best defense in the XFL. So they're going against one of the best, and they could finish up the number 2 D in the league. And that also is added to the compounding to the problems for the Birmingham offense.
He's got the first
down play. Eddie Smith, Big Ed Smith, keeps plugging along to the 46. Tim Beauchamp made the stop. Ed Smith, who did not go to college, played baseball. In fact, did not even play college football. And then he turned his career around and decided to get out of the AAA baseball level at the age of 26 and played in the NFL for 3 years. How about that kind of athlete? Not playing college football, played college baseball, then went on to play 30 games in the NFL, now in the XFL.
Green, 16.
Good baseball player, hit 331 in AAA level back in 95.
Oh,
Lee is
man.
Crunch. Tim Beauchamp got him.
Bring it down, guys.
Big Tim Beauchamp, left end.
He jumps him. Watch him coming. You see Beauchamp left side, and just a quick move. A little bit of comes underneath, and Champ just stones him.
Zondo, high school weightlifting champ back in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Set a state record.
388.
320 pound clean and jerk. A lot of power there. Lee throws, good pass, complete to Capo McGuire. Got some of that yardage back.
Almost all of it.
But now it's,
you know, they've got to get things upfield. They've got to stay in that range. If they can stay in that range, in the 5, 6, 7-yard range, going lateral is killing them, because anything they dump laterally, there's too much speed on the Hitmen defense, too much pursuit. And they're not good enough right now to throw it too deep, too far. So they got to do the quick slants, a quick dump over the middle, something to get the ball and get it upfield 5, 6 yards at a time.
Birmingham an effective 5 for 10 on third down today. That pass did not have a prayer. Even if Williams caught it, it wasn't going to be for the first down. And let's see if they go for it on 4th and 9.
4 wide. 4 wide. 4 wide. Huddle up, Graham. Huddle up. 4 wide. Face.
Let's go trips L73XN. Trips L73XN.
Hey, XN, 73. What's my man?
Just do it from there. You're fine.
73.
Okay, they're going to
go ahead and do it. We're running out of time.
Trips will have 3 wide receivers set to the right side.
Douglas, Jackson Williams, left to right, top of your screen. Bottom of your screen, I should say. He's going to fire over the middle, and there a receiver in sight there. So New York will take over.
Good positioning by the secondary. You know, you talk about coverage sometimes by the secondary being in the right place at the right time. But being in position sometimes really deters receivers from being able to run a true clean route. You know, you talk about good route runners as receivers in any league, and that's about knowing how to make the break without getting all tangled up with your coverage people. Here you're seeing the Hitman defense really messing it up.
34 gut on 1-on-1. Ready? It's all right.
Charlie Polari, yes, that's the same number 7 that started the year. We have a flag right on the before the snap.
Fraction. Snap infraction.
James Bostic, there were some players who came into this season here in the XFL with NFL hopes. You were probably high on the list of some scouts and some coaches. Where do you see yourself next year?
I don't know, like I say, it ain't up to me, so if anything comes, I'll be fortunate, but if not, just keep on living.
You guys had a pretty tough go of it today. It has to be disappointing to finish the season this way.
It's very disappointing, but, like I said, the game is over, so we got to keep on playing. Hopefully something will come up here.
Bostic, former star out of Auburn. They had the big 103-yard game against the Hitmen, but that was really a stat that stuck out because the consistent part of the Thunderbolts was not a good rushing attack this season.
Yeah. You know something? Bostic, one of the best running backs we've seen on here, and a lot of people say, how can you say that? He's got 25 yards today. I started elaborating this before about in the NFL, linemen can't even move from right tackle to left tackle because they've got to change their hands and feet and everything. In this league, because of the number of people on roster and the number of injuries, guys are being asked to play everywhere. Guard, tackle, center. And so guys are playing out of position. There's guys playing injured. There's guys who are on practice squads last week, starting this week. So numbers, statistics for running backs are kind of tough because of offensive linemen not being consistent.
Some big hits in this game, as has been the case all year in the XFL.
No doubt about it. I'll tell you what,
on the receiving end of a couple.
It takes me back, Craig. It takes me back. There is some hitting out there.
Oh, that one was courtesy of
Ty
Talton on Steph Williams. Unfortunately, Steph got up after being on the field for close to 3 to 5 minutes probably, and he's been back in the game. A tough finish for Jerry DiNardo. Had to feel pretty good about things, Bob. After we called the Week 3 game when they beat Chicago right here, went to 2-1 in the season, very much in the mix. Forget the playoffs for first place, 14-3 win. They had the hot Casey Weldon at quarterback. And as it turned out for DiNardo, 7 straight losses it looks like to end the season.
Well,
and he's going to probably change a lot of things going into year number 2.
It was so much of problems to the offensive line, the no protection for Weldon that really broke things down.
Saw it coming.
Well, exactly. I mean, we saw Casey Weldon. He's taken more hits than any man, outside of a convicted criminal deserves to take. He has just got beat up and got up and played again until finally they took him out for good.
Look at Dino Philyaw. Dino going, what a big gainer for Dino Philyaw. First down gain of about 14 yards on the play. Good spark from the opening day starter.
Pride's one thing. The defense is, they're playing on pride, they're playing a hit, but it gets to a point, we're talking about 8 minutes left, basically in the rest of the season for Birmingham. Right now, it's tough to suck it up and just say, hey, let's finish strong. At this point, it's kind of like anything we can do to keep the clock running. We just want to get out of here. Frustration abounds. You can see it just in the way the guys are just wandering around defensively.
Looks like Rusty Tillman, though, is keep on keeping on here. Still run the offense. Get Valeri more playing time, more confidence. Looks like he probably will be the quarterback. Well, the LA Extreme getting set to host a semifinal playoff game next week. We know that. Saladin McCullough have been among the late stars of the season. Their offensive passing attack led by Tommy Maddox, the guys like Damon Gibson, among others, Bob. The Extreme have been as hot as anybody. Winners 6 of the last 7 weeks.
They have done it both offensively and defense. We saw their special teams just take people apart. As you said, so many, especially in a short 10-game season, they have put it together and put it together quickly from the end of the season on. Beautifully done, and boy, talk about a team that has momentum. And that's something Rusty Tillman's trying to get here. He doesn't want his team to sit on their laurels. I don't think he really matters. I don't think he really cares if they score any more points. But he wants this team to finish his game out by making first downs, getting yardage, and doing everything that needs to do to keep playing hard.
And wear the big H on their helmet, hoping to be in Los Angeles next week. And again, fans in California, that game time locally, 4 p.m. Pacific. Make your plans for the LA Coliseum for the playoff game. It'll be either New York or Chicago.
Oh, you stopped in the backfield. It was Archie, actually, by Rumbaugh. Larry looking over to try to get the call here on 3rd down. Chicago, should they win tonight and get to that playoff game, Bob, would go in on a 4-game win streak of their own. So you can kind of forget the 5-5 record. That's tough losses in the first half. You give either team a shot against the hot LA Extreme.
You know, the way both these teams have turned it around, I would, except for the fact that LA, like I said, has every aspect, even special teams, really geared really high right now.
Very true. With Archie. And Archie was crushed. Nicely called. Jackson came roaring in. Chris Schelling came roaring in. And that'll force the Hitmen to punt on 4th down.
Chris Schelling came unabated to the running back. Watch, you're right behind Joe Aska. You want to be Joe Aska? I don't think so. That's what Joe Aska said. You're getting the ball handed to you. Just as the ball's handed to you, you're seeing number 30 just about to clean your clock.
On 4th and 18, Aragus will set up in a punting position. The ball live at the 25-yard line. See if they may even take a 5-yard penalty here. With only 5 seconds on the play clock, they've got room to play with. At the half, then they blew them out in the second half for the 22-7 win. 24 first downs, only 11 for the Hitmen in that game.
But remember, the next week, we were in San Francisco. New York had a new offense. They opened it up, and they got a nice win against the Demons and just totally changed their offense around. We saw a more explosive, more productive team. So it'll be interesting to see how this new Hitmen offense would fare against that Los Angeles team.
New philosophy, too. A lot of the trick plays, which they have not shown today, perhaps keeping it a little under vest. Keeping it tight and maybe open it up again against LA next week if they get the opportunity to play. Again, everything contingent on Chicago tonight. Smith goes for the first down.
Wrap his big ass up. Pray right.
Well, let's say Ed Smith had a nice catch and run, but it was more of a catch and stumble. You take the hit and just make sure you're leaning in the right direction.
Point out too, Bob, the Vegas odds makers have the Enforcers favored by a point tonight. So even though they have 4 less wins, they're 4-5 going against 8-1 Orlando. Orlando has nothing to play for,
nothing to play
other than the bonus.
They're probably not going to risk one. They don't want to risk injuries.
Face it. You know, if you were the coach, would you? So you have to wonder what kind of effort Orlando's going to put on. Good catch by McGuire. Not to take the steam out of the Hitmen fans' hopes, but the reality is you do wonder what Orlando's going to come out with tonight when they take on Chicago in a must-win game for Chicago, and nothing besides the bonus check alive for Orlando.
Check this throw. Nice. Finally, some power, some force behind the throw. Comes in nicely. Capable, leaning out. Very, very strong throw and catch. Going back though, as a coach, you talk about not wanting guys to get hurt for Orlando, maybe sitting back a little bit, but you also know, I've seen it happen, if you take it easy in that last game and you lose momentum, you lose the thing that got you there, then you can have problems when the playoffs come.
Incomplete, and Orlando was shaken up a little bit, I think, Bob, when we did that Week 8 game, and they were creamed by the LA Extreme.
Oh my God, that was just what a beating that was.
So that brought them back to earth a bit, and you end up with losing Week 10, then now you're talking about 2 out of your last 3.
And the thing is, too, think about Orlando. I mean, even though they had a very successful season, wins and losses, even a lot of their wins were somewhat close. I mean, it wasn't like they were just blowing people away.
They're going to have a tough game in their playoff game because San Francisco, you just never know which Demon team is going to show up. But they have the potential with that offense.
Green 88.
Pretty good-looking defense as well.
Red 90.
So really
Red 90. Ready, hit. Go.
Lee on second down. Quincy Jackson scooting free. Jackson still going. Going out of bounds at the 21. So Birmingham trying to at least avoid the shutout. Flag is down, though, in the backfield.
Well, unfortunately, the flag looks like it's going to be holding.
Holding. Offense number 73. Foul occurred behind the line. Penalty be enforced from the previous spot, 10 yards. Repeat second down.
I'm telling you what, it's one thing, and I've had so many coaches over the years just lose their mind in situations like this. It's one thing to get, because the coaches will say, I don't want penalties, but I'll take aggressive penalties. I'll take the penalties where somebody's hitting somebody hard or hitting maybe a little bit late because you couldn't pull up. but the stupid ones, especially when you got a first down, especially when you're moving the ball, not concentrating, man, that thing absolutely drives these coaches up a wall.
2.5 remaining in the game. Lee throws, that was off the mark. He had Kevin Drake wide open.
Drake was wide open, too. If he could have just been there, Graham could have been there with the throw. Birmingham today, talking about penalties, 8 penalties so far, 51 yards, so they really haven't helped their cause.
Doubles right, 20, 20. Doubles right, 20. 20.
Third down and 20.
Here we go.
On
Hey,
the ball.
let's go. Who mediation? Black 79. Black 79.
Still time in the play clock.
2-minute timing rules are now in effect.
Rusty Tillman, obviously that zero means something to him, Bob.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I'll tell you what, you see Rusty, you see Bill Urbanek right next to him.
Former coach of yours?
Former coach of mine, right, of the Raiders. Defensive line coach for the Raiders. Talking about zone dogs, bringing the linebacker inside.
Bringing the house here at Lee, and they're going to get a ball right in the head.
We need to all go watching the same play.
Well, we got that plan.
Well, the Hitmen are staying in town, and they will be tuning into UPN. And the New York, New Jersey Hitmen did what they had to do.
A gutsy move on their part.
Effort.
I don't know. Bernard Russ dumping. I guess he was the water dumper. I don't know how if I would have taken a chance on that, man. How Rusty Tillman would have reacted. We've seen too many sides of Rusty Tillman.
Rusty Tillman. Oh, the shirt's a little, it's clinging now a little bit.
Say hi to Josh.
There it is.
Mama Lunga was the perpetrator.
Hi to Josh and Rachel and
That's
Emily.
what they call a direct hit.
Yeah.
Jason
You know what?
and
And I've
Jacob.
seen some badly poured Gatorade.
Last night, Al Luganville was able to elude very nicely.
Good concentration by these guys.
I'm really happy for Charles Polari. You know, we pulled him after the half in the third game, and he's been through a lot of stuff, you know, and I'm very extremely happy for Charles because it's tough on anybody, you know, and he just did a hell of a job, you know.
If you get into the playoffs, will he be your starting quarterback next week?
I would think so, but we never make that decision till we have to. So we played a hell of a game today.
Now, you got a little interest in this game tonight with Orlando and Chicago. I assume you want Orlando to come out and play hard, not lay down and lay over.
Well, Orlando won't lay down. Chicago's a good football team. They've been getting better every single week, and, you know, I take my hat off to those guys. We had our chance to, you know, to clinch it last week. We didn't do it, and Orlando will play hard. And, hey, listen, we put ourselves in this spot, and whatever happens, happens. But, of course, we're hoping that Orlando wins.
What are your thoughts in this first year in the XFL?
I'm sorry?
What are your thoughts in the first year in the XFL?
Well, we've had a lot of fun. You know, it's been tough. But, you know, winning the last game and having a chance to be in the playoffs, I mean, it makes it all worth it. You know, if we'd lost today, we probably had a real bad taste in our mouth, you know. So working with these guys has been great. I mean, I just hope it continues.